So you want to create a stop motion, or maybe you're just super curious about the behind the scenes of how one works. Well, luckily for you, I recently created my own, and today I'm going to show you the step-by-step process of how I did that, so that you can go away and create your own animation as well. If you're new here, hello. I usually do music on this channel along with the occasional tutorial. You're free to peruse that at your own leisure. But today I really wanted to show a step-by-step process of how I created the stop motion for my first music video on none other than my mobile phone, which I am recording on now, so I can't show a nice little clip of a phone like I was planning to. Maybe one day I'll have lots of money and then I'll be able to create the things I really want to create. But until then, this is what we're working with, friends. So here are some things that you're going to need. Number one, you're going to need a mobile phone with a camera, obviously. Number two, you're going to need paper and a fair bit of it. Hello, editing me here. I know I said paper, but honestly, at this point, any props you have would be fine for the type of animation we're going to create today. Like, you could literally do what I did using, I don't know, your toys, your teddy bear, anything. I personally went out of my way and created little illustrations to use in the animation because I like to draw. But you can just as easily create something with like coloured sheets of paper. You're also going to need a tripod or some way to keep your phone steady. That's super important, especially for stop motion, because you don't want the frame to be moving around. Editing me here again. Hello, I didn't plan this video too well, did I? Anyway, what I meant to say at this point is that I actually used a bird's eye view type tripod. Obviously, you can invest in one of those if you want to. For the type of animation that I did, it was kind of necessary. And lastly, you're going to need none other than Stop Motion Studio, which is a free app that you can download onto your phone, and it's what I used, and honest to God, it's an absolute lifesaver. So the very first thing that I did is I set a time for how long the stop motion needed to be. In my case, this was fairly straightforward to do because it was a music video. The song is 4 minutes 20, so I had to plan for 4 minutes 20 of footage. Then, and this is really important, you have to decide on the frame rate for the video. So the frame rate is essentially the speed at which each image is going to be shown. Essentially, how many frames per second are going to be in each shot. So if a video is captured at playback 24 frames per second, each second of the video shows 24 images. Frame rate is super important because it essentially dictates how smooth your video is going to run, and it can really have an impact on the viewing experience and style of the video. So I believe in the end I actually only did like 2 frames per second. It's a very short video, okay? Next, I wrote a very rough plan for how the video was going to go. So if you listen to the song or if you've seen the video already, you'll realize that it is in a few different sections. I think there's 4 sections altogether. So what I basically did was I sat down and decided what was going to happen between each second, more or less. At this point, you'd probably do a storyboard. I didn't do that. I just wrote it down. It worked for me. I didn't really feel the need to do a visual thing. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I mean, it's a mess, but this is what we're working with. Don't come for me. I'm not a professional. So from 0 to 14 seconds, you have the dedication plus Andrew on a dragon, which I promise if you watch the video that will make sense. I did this all the way down until the end of the video, and this gave me a reference point to keep going back to as I was filming. And then before anything was even set up, I needed to figure out how many pictures I needed overall. Altogether, I ended up with 250 photos, which I know sounds like a lot, but this is where Stop Motion Studio comes in because this app is an absolute lifesaver. As soon as you open the app, this is the first thing you see. This is essentially the homepage and shows you any past projects that you have been working on. But to create a new movie, you just have to click New Movie. That then takes you to this screen, and the wonderful thing about Stop Motion Studio is that you literally create and store all the footage within the app. So to create a stop motion, you literally just have to take one photo after another, and you basically put it all together kind of like a flip book, which again, the app does for you. To see how your movie's looking, you just click the little play button. And to see all the individual photos you've taken, you press back and you can see everything there. And from there you can edit, delete, do whatever you need to do. So if I take you then to the stop motion I created, it's right here. And as you can see, there's 520 photos there, and I can scrub through and see how everything's looking. If I want to delete something, I can. And once you've exported everything, you're basically left with the movie just on your phone as a regular video. And that is why Stop Motion Studio is so great, because it basically cuts out that middleman of you having to put all the pictures together, and it does it all for you in the app. But how did I go from that to this? How did I actually get everything to animate? So here I am in stop motion studio. I'm going to talk you through the step-by-step process of how I created my little animation. And for the purposes of this video, we're shooting in bird's eye view. So I'm going to start with this little character and I want him to go from left to right to make it look like he's walking. So I place him there, take the first shot, and then I move him over and take another photo. And I do this again and again in very small, gradual motions. Stop motion is very time consuming and can be quite tedious because it is just taking photos over and over again. If I want to see how the film's looking, I just have to press the play button and that will show me how it's looking so far. Now, let's say I want him to do something else like sway side by side. I just change the direction that he's moving in. Again, move him, take the photo, move him, take the photo, move him, take the photo. Now I'm going to add another friend and I'm going to make them jump side by side. So again, moving them up, pressing the photo, moving them up again, pressing the photo, moving them down slightly, pressing the photo, etc., etc., etc. As you can see, this is all just slow, small changes. Then I'm going to check it again and make sure I'm happy before exporting it. To export, you just click Save As and then you decide how you want to save it. I always save it as a movie that goes straight to my Google Drive, and then I can import it into a video editing tool. I'm not going to be doing a stop motion anytime soon, but I am planning more releases for this year and I want to put an EP together. A goal of mine for this year is to end up putting every single song I've ever written on my YouTube channel, along with a few like official releases on Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever you get your music. I already have one song out there, which is also on this channel. You can check it out if you want. But aside from that, if you found this helpful, if you want to support me, give the video a like, write a little comment below, or just subscribe because I'm planning more music, more videos, just, yeah. I've got a lot going on in my life right now, so I can't promise how quickly the turnaround will be, but things are coming. Watch this space.